All right, welcome back to Sunrise. Ignacio, you got a question?
Yeah, Mr. Magu, thank you for staying with us. I'd like to ask a question here because there's a statement put out there, or an audio or video that's out there by Mr. Maina indicting some agencies, including the EFCC. You were in the EFCC at the time this case started. What if you're indicted? Would you continue this fight to a conclusive end? Mr. Magu, are you still with us?
It appears as though we may have lost the line.
Looks like we lost him, but we'll still try and get back to him in that conversation.
Yeah, you know, he was talking about the fact that he needed the support of
the media and other agencies, of course, to try to execute this fight against corruption to a logical end.
Part of what he said was about Mr. Maina's whereabouts. Lots of Nigerians want to know because the commissioner said he's been declared wanted. It means, it suggests that they don't know where he is, or he's not in their custody. Perhaps that's the right one to say, because it also does suggest that, or questions as to, is there that synergy, interagency cooperation? Because if he's saying he was also baffled, as we are, how he came back into the country, he was reinstated before the president eventually issued that order that he should be disengaged immediately from the service. Do we have that cooperation from all the other agencies? The police, immigration, the SSS, are they working in unison to ensure that this particular case, especially on all the other cases, happen?
He's back now.
All right.
Mr. Magu, thank you for staying with us again. I asked a question earlier about the allegations by Mr. Maina that some agencies, or accusations that some agencies are also involved in this whole situation. What if you are indicted? Considering the fact that you were in the EFCC when this whole issue started, would you still continue this fight to a conclusive end?
When the investigation was conducted, I repeat, I was not in EFCC at the time the investigation was conducted. Let this one be very, very clear. Yes.
Okay, you were not in EFCC, but you were in the police.
So I advise to come and expose those who are involved, because we will go after everybody. I'm telling you, we will not spare anybody.
Because we hear that this case
come out and expose them. Yes.
You know very well. You know very well that.
I should also be exposed. Yes.
Okay, you know very well that this case.
I think the way media will help us, and other Nigerians can help us, we should all be on the lookout and help us with information to get men arrested.
Does that seem to suggest that you don't know where Maina is right now?
Of course. Of course. If I know, why should I be telling you? Why should I be appealing to Nigerians to help us, give us information to arrest? But wherever he is, I assure you we will get you sooner or later.
Because when you ask him for support from the media, from other agencies, one major support that you need is the Senate. How well has your relationship been able to advance since those very...
No, the National Assembly is supporting us. We are collaborating. We are working. Yes, we are working. We are giving them, support also. They are also supporting us. They have no problem with the National Assembly. Yes.
Mr. Magu, is it true that because there are different things circulating out there, they say Mr. Maina has the protection of security agencies, that AFCC is also part of those who were guarding him. Is this true?
No, at all. It cannot be. Never. Never. We are not involved in this. He has his people who are shielding him, who are protecting him. That made it very difficult for us to get him arrested. Yes. You can imagine he was promoted. It's really devastating. Yes. It's beyond, my understanding.
Well, Mr. Magu, we get these comments on the sidelines, and people are embracing, or shall I say, in tune with the fact that perhaps you and Mr. President are the only two standalones fighting genuinely this corruption war.
Yes, I believe there are other people who are supporting the fight against corruption. We can't just start sweeping it like that. There are other people, millions of Nigerians.
But Mr. Magu, are you getting the support of other security agencies, perhaps henceforth and previously?
Well, there are some support, some synergy, some cooperation from time to time, but it's not satisfactory. If all security agencies in the country are beef up and join us in the fight against corruption, we have done, because every security agency has a responsibility in the fight against corruption.
So what would you like to see in terms of interagency cooperation that will help us to fight this corruption even better?
I want us to fully be committed into the fight against corruption, because the greatest enemy of Nigeria today is corruption. And the corrupt people are now celebrating.
Okay, so at the moment, can we authoritatively say, there you go, lost him. Was going to find out to make inquiries about do we still have men of the EFCC at the borders, the airports, those strategic places? I mean, they must have been instructed to be on the lookout for Mr. Maina. But there you go. He's spoken previously about that, saying that, look, he's baffled. I mean, that struck a lot of people when they say, wait a minute, the chairman of the EFCC is baffled as we are, that he came into the country. It means that there are several...
That's the one side of it. It's even more baffling that it cannot be found now. I mean, everybody's looking, even Interpol, that is not it.
After the Minister of Interior did say, it was widely reported that Mr. Maina should turn himself in. You know, so, but part of what, thankfully, the EFCC chairman has spoken up, and so he's underscored their commitment in the fight against corruption. But what about the other heads of those other agencies, the Minister of Interior, the IGP? How does he have backing and support of those other security agencies? Where are we right now? Because Nigerians deserve to know, just as the EFCC chairman has spoken up, look, they're bullish about this. He says they will go on, and he's called for support of the media in this, and why not? If he can get all the support he wants from me, he should.
Someone said a lot of heads would have to roll for this matter to end conclusively. The question or allegations or insinuations that he had security escorts, plenty of security escorts. This time he came back. Who ordered that? How did he get the security
but you know, while we put that to him, we did ask that, are there officials of the EFCC guarding him? He said no. Okay. So we then need to find out from the police and the SSS, are your men the ones who are guarding him? So, because, but anyway, we don't want to second guess or jump to conclusions about their response, but it will be very important that they speak up about all of this one. But that was the chairman of the EFCC speaking to us about this particular case, how baffled and how determined they are to fight this. But we'd like to hear what you think on that too in just a moment. We'll be back. Don't go away.